Welcome everyone back to this tutorial. This tutorial we're going to be talking about the pouch, how to make the waist pouch or waist bag, whichever you choose to call it. So we're going to be needing A4 paper, and I want you to note that in this tutorial of making the pattern, I'll be using centimeters all through. Please note that I'll be using centimeter, not inches, because it's a very small bag. I don't want to be converting and be trying to calculating, racking my brain. I've really tried to do that, but I see it's not really going to work. Like, still going to give you in centimeter. Well, I learned how to do this in centimeter, so I'm going to give it out in centimeter. But if you can go through the stress of converting it yourself, you can do. So the first thing we're going to cut is the upper panel of the pouch. So this is it. So I folded the A4 paper. After folding it, I place the folded parts. You see, that's the folded part. I drop it down, then the open part facing the other side. So I'm just going to put my ruler like so and take 10 centimeter and mark 10 centimeters. So I want to be sure you can see it clearly. So I'll mark 10 centimeter from there at the upper edge, at the edge, up. So I'll mark 10 centimeter from there. So after which I'll come to this folded end and measure 7 centimeter. Remember I said centimeter, cm, not inches. So I'm using cm, the smaller side of your tape measure, in case you don't have a ruler, the smaller side of your tape measure. So I'm going to give it a curve. So I'm just using this hand fan to help me give it a sharp curve, so that I don't have to start tracing. So you can use anything in your house to do that is round. So I'm just going to place it like that. That is how I'm still going to cut it out. So that place is going to serve as my upper part. That is 10 centimeter and this is 7 centimeter. I'm doing this so that you can see it clearly and you understand what I'm saying. So remember I said centimeter and not inches. So cutting through it now, and that's it. I'm done with the upper panel. This bag is actually simple, but for those who are not really used to bag making, it might be difficult doing it for the first time. But once you do it once, I don't think you need any guide to do it the second time. So now we're going to make something like this, which is the front panel. But the one we're going to be making will be smaller than this, because this panel was actually for another thing, well, for another bag. So I decided to make it using the rest part of the leftover of the A4 paper. So from the folded end, you're going to take 11 centimeter. You mark it. That's 11 centimeter. You mark it. So from the upper end, you take 10 centimeter. You also mark it. So that's 10 centimeter upper part. Take 10 centimeter, you mark it. Then from that 10 centimeter spot, you bring it down with 7 centimeter. You bring it down with 7 centimeter. So that's it. You have 7 centimeter there. So I want to check if I have 10 centimeter from this end to that 7 centimeter, so that I'll be sure. I just want to ensure accuracy, so I'm very sure now that I have 10 centimeter from there. So I'm going to connect the 11 centimeter mark to the 7 centimeter. So you can start from anywhere, whether from 11 to 7 or 7 to 11. All is just to connect the line. Now use your ruler to connect a straight line from 7 centimeter measurement to the 10 centimeter upward. So that's your pattern. You got it right. So the next thing is to cut out your pattern, and this is going to serve as our front panel. So I'm just going to label it out for you to remember, and remember it's in centimeter and not in inches. So I'm going to cut that out, and our front panel is ready. So that's it. You see, this is our front panel is ready. Our upper part is ready and our front part is ready as well. So you take another A4 paper for the back panel. from the folded side here, you take 14 centimeter upward. You know we are working with centimeter and not inches. 14 centimeter upward. You come here to take 14 centimeter upward. After which you connect that line together. Now connect the two lines together. Here you are. So on this line you just connected, take the measurement of 13.5 centimeter. 13.5 centimeter. I hope you heard that. So from that 13.5 centimeter, you take down 3.5 centimeter. 3.5 centimeter. So that's it. 3.5 centimeter. So I want to make sure I have my 13.5 centimeter to that very spot of 3.5 centimeter from here, just for accuracy purpose. This is not really compulsory, but I just want accuracy. So now I got the actual size, so I'm going to connect it together with a line. So I hope you get what I'm doing. Then you come to the floor here. From the folded end, you take in along the down line, you take in 4 centimeter. From the folded end, you take in 4 centimeter. I hope you got that. So connect this 3.5 centimeter dot here to the 4 centimeter. Draw a straight line. It doesn't need a curve, it doesn't need anything. Just with your ruler, connect it. So there you are, you got it. So the next thing is to cut out your pattern. So this is what you get. So just cut it out. So this is how it look. That is how it should look. You just duplicate this. So the next thing is the front pocket. So we'll be working on. We're working on the front pocket, and what you measure is 6 centimeter by 12 centimeter. So 6 centimeter from here and 12 centimeter from this end. So that's how you measure. So that's it. We're done with that. 6 centimeter and 12 centimeter in a rectangular shape. You just cut it. That's the front pocket. If you take a good look at the pouch, it has a 3D like pocket. It's not a compartment, it's a 3D like pocket. So we're going to make a 3D like pocket for it. So everything is set now, the back panel, the front panel, and everything. So the next thing we're going to do is to duplicate the back panel. So after duplicating it, I'll show you what I did with it. So I've gotten the duplicate. So you said the new one is the one I did not label. So what we need now is 3.5 centimeter from here, or you can choose to measure 10 centimeter from the folded side. So but it's 3.5 centimeter from here. So and I want to draw a straight line. So I want to take 3.5 centimeter from this place as well. So make sure I get a straight line. So I'm going to connect that line together. Just 3.5 centimeter from that 3.5 centimeter edge and the down part. Join it together and cut it out. The two together. So these two tiny pieces, we'll be needing it for the front panel. You know the front panel length is 10 centimeter at the upper part. So it won't be equal with the back panel without these two pieces. So the front panel will be like this, and this will be here, and this will be on this other side like this. So make it equal and uniform with the back panel. So that's the purpose. I hope it is clear enough now. So we are done with the cutting of the pattern. The next thing is to cut the panel. So this is how our bag is going to look. So imagining our bag from the patterns. So this is how it's going to look. So the next thing now is to cut out the panels from fabric. I already designed the fabric previously. I already showed you how to design it when I was making the backpack, so I don't think it's necessary to go through that again to reduce the stress of videos and uploading. So I'm just going to be placing each on the fabric and be cutting it out. So, and each one, as I'm placing it on it, when you are cutting out your pattern, let me say this, you can use your lining. It will be easier to use your lining. When you are cutting out your pattern, you leave half an inch round. This time around, inch, not centimeter, inch, half an inch round each of the panel. That was how I took the measurements, half an inch, half an inch, half an inch round before cutting. So it should be bigger than the pattern. So you can use your lining to make it easy, because it's not easy to mark on foam. Whether you're using chalk or pen, it's not easy. Even if you're marking on the fabric, it's not going to be easy as using your lining. Whichever is easy for you, that's what you should use. So I'll be marking half an inch all around the pattern. So then I'll do that and cut it out. So I'm going to show this a bit, then I'll do it on only this one. I will only make this one on the video while I'll do the rest off camera. You already understand what I'm talking about. So this was what I was doing. I keep marking the half an inch all around the pattern to give it space. This includes sewing allowance and all the rest. So that's why I'm adding half an inch. Sewing allowance of all the sewing join. That's what the half an inch is for. Half an inch is for. So that's what I'll keep doing. Keep adding half an inch around the material, the pattern, until I get it fully correctly. I'll cut it out.